Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to be going over the issues behind the way Pokemon spawn and despawn when doing co op hunting. Now, the first thing to say, though, and what nobody's going to like, is the co op spawns aren't broken. They are actually working exactly as they are intended to do. It is not a bug, it is not a glitch, it is working properly. We are just not utilizing it the proper way. So, by now, most of us have come to figure out how the spawning in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet works when you're in single player. As you approach an area, you have a set distance around you that will create Pokemon spawns. And as you run into an area, Pokemon will start to spawn. And then as you walk away from that Pokemon and it leaves that set radius around you, the Pokemon will despawn. It won't just leave sight, it will completely despawn and be replaced by another Pokemon when you come back into the zone. So the co-op mode is working the exact same way. As you are entering a zone, you are creating spawns, and as you walk away from those Pokemon, they are despawning. Only now you have a second player having that same thing happen. And so rather than giving you double spawns, where you're getting your normal spawns and your friend is getting their normal spawns, the spawns are cut in half so that you're getting so many and your friend that's in the co-op with you is getting so many. And obviously the more people you put into this equation, it's going to reduce it more. But when you're only doing, say, 2 people, you're going to be getting 50% of your normal spawns. And it's actually a little bit less, and that's the one spot I will concede is a little bit broken right now and could probably be fixed. But typically you're going to see 5 to 8 spawns from yourself and 5 to 8 spawns from your friend. And so if you're in co-op together and you're not in the same area, you're going to see reduced spawns. And this is because the game knows you're in co-op, so it reserves half of the spawns that could possibly happen for your co-op partner to come and join you in that area. This way the game doesn't get overloaded and screwed up with what's supposed to spawn and where, especially when it comes to the version exclusives. Your partner has his own spawns reserved so that those version exclusives or anything that is coming off of their sandwich can spawn for them. So what you're seeing is when you're doing co-op and you're seeing all these Pokemon despawn and you can't get anything to spawn and all these other issues, is because you and your friend are too far apart or you're running across each other. So I've talked about it before in my Paradox Shiny hunting video, but really the best way to hunt when you're in co-op mode is for one person to stand still while the friend goes around them and checks what spawns they have and then rotate back and forth like that. And this way you get to see each other's spawns and you don't have the big risk of a despawning shiny. I've seen a couple of videos with it, and in every video I've seen, what ends up happening is the friend is running forward, turns around and starts going back, and then behind them, where they don't see it, a shiny is spawning right at the edge of their spawn area. And as they come back out, that shiny is despawning as you're running towards it. So that's where you get having 2 people causing the despawns and causing those issues. So you got to really work together. And if you're going to hunt together in that fashion, make sure that you're right on top of each other and have like a set path that you're going to follow without any random turns, and make sure you're stopping every so often to check behind you, because you do have spawn lag where the Pokemon are spawning behind you without you really seeing them. So make sure you're checking behind you every so often. Now, the other area where this comes in handy and works really well for you is when you're talking about doing sandwiches, especially if you're doing version exclusives. Because effectively what's going to happen is, let's say we're down here, this spot in Area 0, like I am right now with my friend. If we had done, say, a ice or a water sandwich to go for Iron Bundle, I wouldn't get any spawns off of that, right? There's nothing down here that's going to spawn for me off of that sandwich. So it's going to screw up my spawns. And it's going to actually cause some issues with the game. However, you don't have to go and do a sandwich together just because you're in union. So what you can do is one of you can make one sandwich on their own, and then as soon as they exit the picnic, the other one can make their own sandwich. And what's going to happen is your individual sandwich buffs, your shiny charm, whatever effects you have for yourself that's going to affect spawn rates and shiny rates, anything like that, is only going to affect your spawns. So if you have the shiny charm and your friend doesn't, their spawns are not going to be affected by that shiny charm, but yours will. Same with if your friend is doing, say, a dragon sandwich, only dragons that they spawn are going to be affected by the encounter and shiny rate of that sandwich. So when you're talking about doing co-op hunting, if you have two version exclusives that can spawn in the same area, it allows for you to have multiple ways of doing this hunt, right? So in this instance, I needed Iron Hands, my friend needed Great Tusk. So us both coming in here with a union picnic fighting sandwich that we made together makes the most sense to do, because fighting is going to make both the Pokemon we want spawn. However, say my friend needs Brute Bonnet and I need Iron Bundle. I can make a grass type sandwich, and my friend can make a water or ice type sandwich. And now he's going to have Iron Bundle spawning for him with an increased shiny rate. I'm going to have Brute Bonnet spawning for me with an increased shiny rate. And there's several areas just outside of the entrance to this cave where both of those are going to spawn together. And so we're going to be able to do hunts for each of us and do those individual hunts. Now, the other thing you can do if you're trying to conserve Herba Mystica is you can do just one sandwich at a time, right? So I need Iron Bundle. My friend can make the sandwich. He can use the Herba Mystica, save before he makes the sandwich. And then either after the sandwich is over or after I get my shiny Iron Bundle, he can just reset his game. He now gets to keep the Herba Mystica that he used for that sandwich, but I get the shiny. And then we can go back and do it the other way where I use the Herba on a grass sandwich to get Brute Bonnet to spawn, and then do the same thing and reset my game. Now we've both gotten shiny Paradox Mons off of Sparkling Power sandwiches, but neither of us has actually had to use any Herba Mystica to make that happen. So there are a lot of ways we can make the co-op hunting in this game work. It is a little messed up, I'm not going to lie. There are ways it could be better. However, once you understand how the spawn rates work, how the spawn locations work, and how all the different things you can do to change your spawn and shiny rates affect things when you're in co-op, you can make it manageable, you can make it fun, and you can do a lot more interesting things with all these systems that they've given us in Scarlet and Violet. So I'm going to keep doing these how-to videos, try to help people understand things a bit better. Make sure you like and subscribe, follow through. I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/Arthur Malik, where we do these hunts live and we go through a lot of this stuff. So be sure to give a follow, check it out, and stay tuned for more Scarlet and Violet info.